Someone once said, conversations across a table with a good listener can be worth a month's study of books. Well, here's an example of a story from a college student that I'd like to read for you. Over the course of my last semester here at university, I'm making a conscious effort to spend as much time as I can with the people who are most important to me. With few precious weeks I have left, I want to make it count with friends who have left an indelible imprint on my time here. Recently, I found myself being especially sure to hang out with one person in particular. And with all due respect to my fraternity brothers and other friends, this person is one of the most important people in my life. One of the most important women in my life. And I'm not talking about a significant other. I'm talking about my dear friend, Betty, who works over in the dining hall. See, the friendship and guidance that she's provided me over the past few years has been absolutely priceless. And I can't imagine what my experience on this campus would be like without her presence. She has helped me feel relaxed and so refreshed. It all started in my sophomore year when I lived on the East Quad for the first time. Back then, Betty was the lady who swiped students into the dining hall. Thus, she learned my name from swiping my card every day. Her use of my card allowed us to immediately gain a connection. I felt warm. I felt accepted. She called me various forms of my name, Timothy, my first name. Actually, instead of calling me Ryan, my middle name, which I usually go by, she called me Timothy, and I could count the number of people who call me by my first name on one hand. The people who use that name tend to be people who know me very well. Whether she knew it or not, calling me by my first name, Betty pushed herself right into the inner circle and made me feel proud. Soon, Betty took on a more active role in the dining hall and began wiping down tables and restocking certain food items. This meant she was out amongst all the students, and I had the privilege of eating breakfast in her company. A friendly rapport developed between us, and often she'd sit down next to me and point out my copy of the news and say, "What's going on out there, Timmer?" And with each conversation, we delved deeper into our friendship, passionately discussing world events, learning little bits and pieces of each other's lives along the way, and Betty became this fixture of my mornings. I found myself sharing all sorts of stories with her, and I discovered that I could be immensely vulnerable and honest with her. Betty's straight-shooting personality cut right to the heart of issues and made me feel comfortable in the simplicity of her approach to life. As I dealt with a great deal of heartbreak last spring, Betty was the one that sat down to breakfast with me every morning to provide me the chance to share my emotions. I was feeling lost and lonely many times. In many ways, I was more honest with her about my situation and my feelings than I was with anyone else. I cannot thank her enough for the support that she has provided me just by listening to me. Listening might be the most therapeutic skill and resource we have available to mankind. This formula for empathic or reflective listening will enhance opportunities for you to have a Betty-like influence with the people that you associate with. So this empathic formula begins with this tentative opening. If I hear you correctly, am I hearing you say? And then, see, the opposite of being tentative would be to express accuracy. Like you might start out by saying, "Oh, I know exactly how you feel. I know precisely what you mean." But see, what this does, it cheats the speaker from sharing their own experiences if you already know exactly what they're talking about. So always open your reflection by expressing uncertainty, but an interest to get to know. The second part of the formula is to identify emotion. In the story, Timmer was feeling relaxed and refreshed and warm and accepted and comfortable. He also felt lost and lonely, right? And then number 3, you identify the content. Betty's kindness, her empathy, her willingness to befriend. And then finally you put it all together in 1 or 2 sentences. So it may sound like this. Wow, it really sounds like the times you were feeling lost and lonely were times when Betty gave you a platform to feel and to be cared for by her presence and friendship. Is that right? Remember, intimacy is revealing both emotion and thought. Reflecting intimacy is repeating back what you hear the speaker feel about what they just said. In fact, some of the most intimate parts of us are often quietly spoken until they hear the listener say it or repeat it. And then it gives that speaker the chance to hear what they just said, and if it's true, maybe for the first time, they will speak it with more assertiveness and more gust and more honesty and more truthfulness. Again, we're going to experience a role play as Susan comes back and helps me with this. Welcome again, Susan, for participating with me in the role play. I know you're real excited about this.
I am.
So, how's your summer? What's that been like for you? I don't know. What's going on?
Well, it's been great, except I've been living in the same house for over 15 years, and everything seems to be breaking down on it, and it's so frustrating. All my friends are getting new houses, and they don't have the same expenses that I have. I feel like I can't enjoy my life because I'm constantly worried about the next big expense. I can't go out to eat. I can't go on vacation. I hate my house.
Sounds like you're pretty frustrated with your living conditions right now, the house, that you don't know what new expense might happen,
Yeah.
and you're pretty worried about that?
Yeah, I am.
Wow. Okay. So that was an attempt to just, again, objectively reflect back, and if she wanted to add to the story, she could have, but she just had that moment of connection, right? That was enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What else is going on?
Well, I'm really excited because I have an opportunity to consult with this company, and I'm really excited about what it's going to do for their employees.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. You're ready to kind of, add your touch to this company, and you think it's really going to help them?
Yeah, I do. I think it's going to help with their productivity. I think it's going to help with the employee morale. I'm really excited.
I can tell
Yeah.
how exciting you are.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks.
So again, it's just an opportunity to connect at a level that helps Susan get a sense that she's understood. Because one of the things that you've heard me say is that our two greatest goals in life, in relationships, is to know someone and to be known by someone. And the deepest, most important part of us is how I feel about what I think about, what I dream of, and what I participate in, right?
Yeah.
So, thank you, Susan.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you, Randy.